You're listening to 30 Pounds Down, where losing weight is simplified with healthy habits. I'm Glenda Hill, a nurse turned holistic nutritionist. Let's go to the show. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show. Today we're talking about how to stay healthy and faith-focused in a fast-paced world. If you want to be healthy and connected to God, but life feels too busy. Maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe you're exhausted and just tempted to give up. Health is a lifestyle, and it's a real struggle trying to do it the world's way. Everything moves at lightning speed. Everybody's multitasking, and it's easy to overlook how simple God's design is for your well-being. So listen to the full episode and learn simple, peaceful strategies that I use to achieve health and a healthy weight in a fast-paced world. It may surprise you how fast you can get results. All right, let's get started. When I entered the world of eating 2 meals a day instead of 3, I had no idea how quickly I could adapt and feel the benefits. No more abdominal bloating that was painful and keeping me up at night. Within 6 weeks, 30 pounds down, right? 30 pounds weight lost and inches off my waist. Inflammation was down. My energy was up. And more surprisingly, so was my peace. I found intermittent fasting to be a rewarding lifestyle. And I now have a new relationship with food. You see, health isn't a destination. It's a way of living that reflects who you believe God to be. And that pretty much rings true with all of our decisions in life. All of our choices that we make, it really reflects to the world, where is God in our life, right? I chose to eat 2 meals a day instead of 3 so that I could give my body rest and have more digestive success in my life. And that was in harmony with biblical health principles. And so just as the earth turns and the seasons change and just different nature cycles are evident in the world, our bodies thrive with these rhythms of rest and nutrition and movement and stillness. And so eating 2 meals a day is just one of the ways to return to those rhythms. It creates time and space for holistic habits like breathing fresh air and exercising outdoors in the sunshine, drinking water, sleeping, and keeping the Sabbath rest. And in that space, what happens naturally is health without the hustle. Yeah. So you may be asking, well, can we do this in a fast-paced world? Yes, but not by copying the world and trying to keep up with the fast pace. You have to actually define success for yourself. And you've got to unlearn the hustle and learn to move on heaven's timeline. James 3:17 says, "The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, easy to entreat, full of mercy and good fruit, without partiality and without hypocrisy." That doesn't sound like the world, does it? It doesn't sound like trendy diets and shaming and blaming. It sounds like grace. It sounds like alignment with God. It sounds like real peace that creates real results. So what does health look like in a fast-paced world? Well, let's talk about it, because the world wants to keep you in performance mode, but God wants you in peace mode, right? Here's what it looks like. You're breathing fresh air while exercising in the sunshine. Simple, right? But it's powerful. It shifts your mood and fills your lungs with life. Drinking water. Our bodies is 50-60% water, so we have to keep that water level up high, right? Resting well, not just sleep, but stillness, quiet, Sabbath, right? Moving with joy, not vigorous workouts, just movement, walking, gardening, just doing chores around the house with a little zeal, right? And getting our nourishment from the food that God provided, the food that doesn't need labels. Let's go a little bit deeper in that, because what I'm about to share with you is not common knowledge. People are not aware of these things. Your brain, for one, is an electric city, and the water is the power line. I know last week we had a thunderstorm and the power went out. That's what happens when you're dehydrated. The electrical power in the brain crashes and everything dims. Your focus flickers out. Your mood, it spirals. Your spiritual discernment, it gets blurry. Yeah. After the storm was over, the electrical power came back on. And I'm so glad I had surge protectors for my electronic devices. It can ruin your device, your phones, your other devices, when there are sudden electrical shutdowns. And so that's why I'm glad I had the protector, the surge protector. Now, the way to protect your brain is drinking water. That's going to protect your brain, and it's going to protect your health, your mood, your spirituality, and your ability to focus. All right? Drinking water is important because just a 2% drop in hydration can short circuit your brain's performance. You don't need more coffee, my friend. You need water. Something else people are not aware of is dehydration. It dries out your skin. Yeah, you know that part. But did you know it triggers negative thoughts? Mild dehydration can trigger negative thinking. I'm talking about anxious thoughts, fantasy, fears, and even ungodly imaginations. It clouds your judgment and it shifts your mood. Now, what if the thoughts you're fighting are not spiritual attacks, but biological signals from your thirsty brain? Build your health by staying hydrated, my friend. Something else you may not be aware of is that oxygen soothes your nervous system. Yeah, so take a breath more often, especially if you are subject to emotional eating, or you're in panic, or you just allow yourself to get overwhelmed. Take a breath. So when you breathe deeply, your body tells your brain you're safe, you're okay, you're not in danger. That one deep breath, it can interrupt panic, anxiety, and silence the fear. Try it. Try it right now. Inhale slowly, exhale fully. Try this deep breathing technique. It's the 4-7-8 technique. It's going to trigger your rest and digest system, which literally shuts off panic and turns on peace. Inhale through your nose at the count of 4, hold it for 7, and then exhale and a long 8 count. Yeah, and it feels good. What if the next time you feel triggered, the best thing you can consume is not food, it's air, oxygen? There's a quote I love, and I hold it close. The only hope of better things is through education and right principles. Not another challenge, not another boot camp or master class, but right principles, God's principles. Simple, sustainable, spiritual. My friend, I believe you can define success for yourself through the lens of heaven's timeline, because it's different. It leads to peace, not fast-paced pressure, right? For this week's simple practice, I want you to take action. Pick one of these habits and establish it. And as you establish one, go to the next one, right? So pick one of these. Go outside in the sunshine. Make sure you get sunshine every day. Drink 2 glasses of water before breakfast. Maybe this is the one that you will try, right? Or go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Take a walk and talk to God. All of these things you can do, or you can just try one at a time, and just be assured that these small shifts will lead to results when you walk in wisdom. James 3:17. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend. And until next time, peace to you and have a great day.